So we'll start with the opening puja. Yeah, let us be in Anjali and kneeling position. Let us pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. All right, we will do the offerings. Please put your palms together to partake in the offerings to the Buddha. The offering of the 5 items allows us to express our gratitude to the Buddha and serve as a symbol to help us remember the teachings. Please join wholeheartedly and read the verses together. Offering of light. Light symbolizes wisdom. May the light of Dhamma dispel the darkness of ignorance. At the side. Offering of incense. Incense symbolizes the fragrance of pure moral conduct. This reminds us to cultivate good conduct. Offering of water. Water symbolizes purity, clarity, and calmness. It reminds us to practice the Buddha's teachings to cleanse one's mind, which is full of desires, ill will, and delusion, to attain the state of purity. Offering of fruits. Fruits symbolize the ultimate fruit of enlightenment, which is our goal. They also remind us that all actions will have their effects. Offering of flowers. Flowers symbolize impermanence. The freshness, fragrance, and beauty of flowers are impermanent. This reminds us that we should all live in the present. Remembering thus, we should reduce our craving and attachment. Let us now pay respect to the triple gem. Arahang sama sambuddho bhagawa Buddhang bhagawantang abhiwademi. Swakato bhagavata dhammo dhammang namasami. Supatipanno bhagavato sawaka sangho sanghang namami. We shall now chant the verses for taking the 3 refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. We shall now chant the verses to observe the 5 precepts. Panatipata Weramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Adinadana Weramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Kamesu micacara Weramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Musawada Weramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majapamadatthana Weramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Buddha. Iti piso bhagawa arahang sama sambuddho wijacarana sampano sugato lokawidu anutaro purisa dhammasarati Sattha dewa manusanang Buddho Bhagavati. Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Dhamma. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko akaliko ehipasiko opanaiko pacatang weditabo vinyuhiti. Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Sangha. Supatipano bhagavato sawaka sanggo. Ujjupatipano bhagavato sawaka sanggo. Nyayapatipano bhagavato sawaka sanggo. Samicipatipano bhagavato sawaka sanggo. Yadidang catari purisa yugani atta purisa pugala. Esa bhagavato sawaka sanggo. Ahuneo pahuneo dakhineo anjalikaranio anutarang punyaketang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Good morning once again, brother and sister. I'll go through the announcements now. Yep. Yeah. So the most popular year-end retreat with Ajahn Brahm and Ajahn Brahmali, Stillness in Turbulent Times. This is the theme for this year. It will be a 6-day retreat from 24th December to 29th December. There's a few options for you to join. This will be conducted online, so you can join virtually via Zoom. And if you like to actually stay out in the Hotel Grand Central, you can actually register in the Eventbrite. And for those people who would like to join, stay in the hotel, we just have one slot open up today. So if you want, you can actually go to the office and liaise with the office. Yeah. The closing date is 15 December. Any donation is welcome. The donation will be shared between BSWA and BF. Okay. Yeah, so today, there will be a first day of the Sutta study with Ajahn Sujata. So starting today, you can register via Eventbrite at any time. You will get the link to the Zoom. So register for the course. It will start today, and it will last until 19th of December. So just go to the Eventbrite to register, and you will get the Zoom link, and you can actually join the Sutta class starting today at 4 p.m. There will be no on-site activities. Will only be done online via Zoom. This is for next week. Prago Chunkyang will be here to deliver the talk on how to develop fearlessness. And please take note, for next week, the service will start at 10 a.m. instead of 10:30. Prago will be here. So in order for you to come, please register to come on site. Yeah, so these are the activities for next month. So Prago will be coming next week. The week after will be Professor Tony C. There will be no recording, it will be just on-site. On the 19th of December, there will be no on-site service, it will all be online only, Dr. Ng Yun Yen. And then on the 26th, there will be Venerable Chanda. Yep. Yeah, then for those of you who are having friends or relatives who are youth and Indonesian, please take note of the activities for them next month as well. All these informations will be shared in the, on the BF website as well as through email. Just take note that there's a special Indonesian Dhamma discussion actually happening on the 19th of December with Dr. Nur Huda. The topic will be community ownership of countering intolerance. So if you have any relatives who are Indonesians who are here and they can speak Bahasa, they can actually come and join the in-person Dhamma discussion with Dr. Nur Huda. Yeah. Yeah, so a special in memoriam services. I think this year's and last year has been very difficult. Many people actually lose their relatives to the disease, to the pandemic. So we have this in memoriam services that's going to happen on 31st of December. You can register for on-site in memoriam services, maximum up to 50 people only. You can actually do a donation on behalf of your departed relatives. The closing date is on the 28th December, but this closing date is more on making sure that we can collect their names and to be read out during the memoriam service. But donation can always come after that. And yeah, and these are the program, and that's how you actually can do the donations through the cash nets or check, PayNow, and bank transfer. Yeah. Yeah. So Dhamma Foundation courses 2. I think Dhamma Foundation course 1 is ending. So Dhamma Foundation course 2 will start next year in February. Registration is open now, so you can go to the, you can scan the QR code or you can go to the website to register for the FC2. Yeah. Yeah. Again, share your favorite sutta for our BF home. So donate 888 on above, just a suggested amount, and to have your favorite sutta read out, recorded, and uploaded to YouTube. Yeah. All proceeds will go to the building funds, and the next one is actually how do you can help to contribute to building Dhamma home for BF. You can go to bfdhammahome.org to understand more, and these are all the methods to actually donate to the BF Dhamma home. Yeah. All right. So for today, we will have Sayalay Sujata. Yeah, I'll invite Sayalay in a while, but let me read out her profile before we invite her in. So Sayalay Sujata is a Buddhist nun from Singapore who was ordained at Bade Karata Hermitage in Malaysia Although her practices were mainly in Myanmar, she has also learned in countries such as Thailand, Nepal, China, Sri Lanka, and Taiwan. Prior to ordination, she worked in financial services as futures brokers and corporate treasury executive. She is currently pursuing her master's in counseling with the intention to integrate Buddhist wisdom with psychology. She strives to better serve society by enhancing mental wellness for all beings. Yeah, so today she will be discussing how can we transform our habitual coping strategies with the Dhamma. So let us be in the Anjali position, and we will invite Sayalay to come. So I shall now pass the time to Sayalay to guide us on meditation and continue with the talk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. I think everybody is so tense and so serious. Relax. It's just, because in order to meditate, one of the most important criteria is to relax. Meditation is not about, grasping to want more. It's learning about how to let go. Let go of what? Let go of our emotions, let go of our thoughts. Yeah, so relax. It's just meditation is supposed to recharge. Yeah? So, would you like mindfulness or metta? I was thinking of doing metta today because, as you know, the COVID case are increasing in Singapore. Many have passed away. And there's a lot of tensions in the air. So I think it's good that we send metta to ourselves, to our loved ones, and also to the nations. Yes. So for metta meditation, it's not much on intellectual thinking. It's really on connecting to our own heart and spread our love from within ourselves to others. In order to spread metta, is about we must have love for ourselves before we can, so that your love is overflowing, and that's how you spread to other people. It's not like, I'm struggling and I try to give. Yeah. So in that case, we will be starting on ourselves, then maybe to people that we respect, and to people in this compound, and people in Singapore. And for metta meditations, normally, traditionally, there are these four phrases that we use. May all be free from danger, free from physical suffering, free from mental sufferings, and may all be well and happy. Do not underestimate the power of metta. I'd like to share a short story before we start the meditations. The other day I was at Bugis because my computer printer ran out of ink. So I need to go to Bugis to do some, all this mundane stuff. So at that time when I was at Bugis, I thought of one of the BF youth that she's a committee member, so I was quite close to her. So I thought of her because she stayed at Bugis area. The next moment I know she texts me, "How are you, Sayalay?" It's just a thought, a loving kindness thought. Oh, how is she now? And immediately she texts me back, "How are you, Sayalay?" She doesn't know that I'm thinking of her. So our good thoughts, our kind intention, our thoughts actually can spread to people without we knowing it. So please do not underestimate our positive thinking and positive thoughts. It does spread. So with that in mind, maybe you all like to just relax the body and mind. If you like, you can close your eyes. Relax. Put your awareness to your breathing first. Slowly put deep breath in. Relax. And gently breathe it out. At your own rhythm, do a few deep breaths so that your body and mind can be connected. have a thought of yourself. You are also a being that deserve love. May I be free from danger. May I be free from danger. May I be free from danger. May I be free from physical sufferings. If you have wandering thoughts, you have some body sensation, it's okay. Just relax and just have these thoughts. May I be free from physical sufferings. May I be free from mental sufferings. All the stress that we had, the fear of COVID, may I be free temporarily for this moment. May I be free from mental sufferings. May I be well and happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. And I wish myself I am happy. May I be well and happy. Think of a respected variables that you like, that you respect. Send your loving kindness to your respected persons. May he or she be well, be free from danger. May he be free from physical sufferings. Use your heart to spread. May he be free from mental sufferings. May he be well and happy. With these good thoughts, think of all the brothers and sisters sitting in this compound and wish them, may all be free from danger. May all be free from physical sufferings. May all be free from mental sufferings. May all be well and happy. Now we have spent our love to all the people in Singapore. May all be free from danger. May all be free from physical sufferings. May all be free from mental sufferings. May all be well and happy. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. And when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. How is it like? Okay? Yeah, anyone want to give feedback? Does it make you feel calmer, more soft and gentle? Good. Peaceful, yeah? Yeah, this is something that you can do on a daily basis. Yes. Always have kind thoughts for yourself and also to other people. Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to share a not so Dhamma talk. As in, like, I'm not going to talk about Four Noble Truths, Noble Eightfold Path, or the very serious stuff, but something that perhaps you can apply to your daily life. That's why I pick a topic: how can we transform our habitual coping strategy with Dhamma? In daily life, when nothing happened to our life, we can easily apply Dhamma into our daily life. As in, like, we do dana, we go and listen to talks, we try to keep to our precepts, we try to do good. But when there is something happen to our life, crisis, when suddenly you have this tremendous stress, people have told me, Dhamma cannot apply at those times. True or not? During the crisis period, the initial period, where the emotions are super intense, the pain, the anger, the stress are super intense, sometimes the subtle Dhamma might be difficult at that point in time. Like, if you are so stressed out, doing Anapanasati is not possible. It's very difficult. Not that it's not possible. If you have been practiced for a long time, it is possible because you build up the momentum. But let's say for ordinary people who didn't practice regularly, and during the stress event, to watch the breath is really very difficult because our breath are very subtle. You need a quiet mind to do that. So what to do? Buddha said meditation can help me to release stress, but at this point in time I cannot do. So what can I do? Have this kind of situation happened to you? Yes, right. You try to apply the Dhamma, but you force yourself to meditate, you force yourself to do metta, but you become more stressed because you cannot do it. You try to achieve calm, and you know that these are the strategies Buddha taught us to achieve calm. But because the emotion was too stressful, that our mind is not calm enough to do all this very subtle work. So we have double stress. The stress from the original stress, and the stress of not able to do the Dhamma so that I can get peace. Yeah, including myself, it happens, and it also happens to my friend. So, fortunately, recently I've been embarking a course in counseling. And at some points, like, I was wondering also, how can we apply the Dhamma in situation like that? You know, when the person just went through a breakout, you ask them, anicca, does it work? It doesn't work. We know it's anicca, but at that point in time, it just cannot sink in because it's too painful to accept. We have resistance to the situation. Yes, so it can be quite struggling. So I was thinking, okay, at a point in time, when Dhamma cannot work, how can we help ourselves? So today's Dhamma talk, I'm actually incorporating a bit of circular teachings that I learned in school during my counseling course. And I thought some of them are very relevant to the Dhamma. And so I pick up those that is very relevant to the Dhamma and like to share with you. So next time when you're going through an intense situation in your life, be it work stress, somebody in your family member suddenly fall sick, or anything, even the COVID, there's tremendous fear. New variants are coming. So it's like how to manage all these emotions. A lot of people, most people, when they don't train the mind, the habitual coping strategy, fight, fright, or freeze. Fight is, I don't want this, so you will think of a lot of strategies to fight against the situation. I give an example. Let's say a couple, one person wants to say divorce, the other person doesn't want. So the other person will fight their best to try to maintain the relationship. They will think of always, this is like you are in the fighting mode, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion, intense emotion, which makes the situation worse. This is fighting. So like, I don't know, maybe you all could give me some experience that you have encountered so that I can give example. This is fight. Fright is you run away, sweep under the carpet. What to do? Some people, like me, there was a period, this semester was super tough for me in my university because, I need to do research. I have no background in research, and all my classmates have research background. I start from zero, and the prof expect us to already have the background. So I was struggling a lot to write the research proposal. It was very, very stressful for me. So at some point, I see myself like, instead of doing my assignment, I keep playing my computer, my handphone. Actually, this is a negative coping strategy. We don't want to face it, then we run away. And we use another coping strategy, a negative coping strategy, by diverting ourselves into handphone. So, sometimes the kids, they have these gaming issues and all that. As a parent, sometimes you might want to check, are they running away? Is this their coping strategy? And this is not a healthy coping strategy because it helps them to go nowhere. They just become more mentally tired. Many of them, when they are stressed, they cannot sleep. So they play all the handphone to get themselves tired so they can sleep. But this kind of coping strategy, it doesn't last for long term. So this is fight, fright, cover up. You don't want to do anything. Freeze. You don't know what to do. Panic. And some people, what they do, they keep texting people. Very irrational text. They keep texting people because they don't know what to do. They just freeze out. So these are some of the unhealthy coping strategy when our mind is not trained. Naturally, our responses are like that. But then the good thing is our minds are very flexible, and as long as we train it, we can actually adopt more positive coping strategy to help us deal with situations like this. So in my counseling course, the prof teach us our thoughts, our emotions, our body sensations, and our behavior are interconnected. And one of them will affect the other three. So likewise, it's all interconnected. So when I heard this in my class, I was so happy because this is what Buddha taught us all the time. It's just that they make it down in a very simple term. So break it down, like, dependent origination, all are interconnected, but I cannot apply. So in my school, they break it down. Thoughts, emotions, behavior, and body sensations. So for today, I will break down into these 4 categories. When we have intense situation in our life, how we can subcompartmentalize this different aspect of our self. And let's see, you have to see yourself. At a point in time, are you a more thinking person? Then you work on your thoughts. Are you a more emotional person? You might just want to work on your emotions. Is your body sensations very tense? Then you might want to work on your body sensations. And what kind of behavior are you portraying to other people? Are you getting more scolding people, throwing your emotions to other people? Or, some people will just hide themselves in the bed and not doing anything. So what kind of behavior patterns are you at that point in time? And what can you do to self-rescue? Yeah, this is how we can apply the Dhamma into these 4 aspects and change accordingly. Yeah? Okay. So regarding the thoughts, I will start with the thoughts first. Okay. So for the thoughts, when something happened to us, what kind of thinking patterns we have? Anyone want to share? Oh no, I cannot do it. Why is this happen to me? Yes. What else? Everybody is good, I'm no good. Yeah, it's always all these negative thoughts, the self-blame thoughts. And at that point in time, I think among all the Buddhist teaching, one of the best weapon that Buddha taught us is mindfulness and awareness. And this can have to be practiced even before the crisis. So I would really encourage everyone, put mindfulness as your top priority in your Dhamma practice and really start learning and practice in the daily life so that you already build out the momentum and the strength, the mental strength for being aware and able to temporarily detach yourself and watch, what am I now? So most of the time when we are intense, we are swarmed inside our thoughts. We are our thoughts. We think that we are the thoughts. And that's why it becomes very, very intense. And when we are too crowded out, even though you are clever, at that point in time, you just cannot think. Yeah, all the good answer, it just cannot come out. So there are a few ways you can do to help yourself to change your mental strategy. First is to watch your thoughts rather than be with the thoughts. What I mean is, you keep on thinking, oh, I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good. Yeah, he's better. Oh, I cannot hit the deadline. Well, how am I going to face the boss tomorrow? Can I save my marriage? We are with the thoughts. If we can see that we are with the thoughts, and we can tell ourselves, oh, I am with my thoughts. That is already mindfulness and awareness. You're already breaking the momentum. Once that momentum is break, you have that space of living in the present moment. Very short time. Then you're back into the thoughts again. That's normal. Don't force yourself to have a long period. But at least you know that you have this small break in between. And try each time when you're into the thoughts, pull yourself out. Into it again, pull yourself out. This is one way that we can do. And if by pulling ourselves out is difficult, in the school we were taught thought stopping. You see your thought, stop. We literally, mentally, like how we recite, chanting, your mantra, stop. Or you can mentally tell yourself, okay, I'm thinking. I am thinking. Basically, it's to break the momentum. That one requires mental strength. And if we were to able to train this way, we are actually building up our mental strength for our future meditation proper. Because Buddha said our thinking is one of the hardest to control. That's why we cannot stop the thinking. But during the crisis or during daily life, when you see that you're always in the thinking process, you stop it, you are changing the habits, habitual tendency that we've been in us throughout our lifetime. This is one way to train, to build up our mental muscle. Yeah, break, stop, and try to detach a little bit. Does it make sense to you? Because this is applied to the counseling sessions, like this is one of the methods for people who think a lot, negative thoughts. And this is one of the methods we actually share with the clients. We normally call them clients. Like, why don't you try it as a homework? Yeah, you try it for this week before I see you next week. See whether you can do it or not. So during the crisis, if it's too much for you, try to break that way. Okay. Thoughts changing would be another method. Let's say, as I said earlier on, normally when a stressful condition, all our thoughts are very negative thoughts. So you are aware that, okay, apart from try to stop the thoughts, you try to categorize what kind of thoughts I'm having. Am I having a lot of attachment thoughts? Am I having a lot of self-blame thoughts? Or am I having a lot of anger thoughts? So you know that all these thoughts will pull you down. So we try to change the thoughts. We change that patterns. So sometimes I think, I cannot make it, my classmate also smart. And I'm always like, oh, okay. But I tell myself, okay, I'm here to learn. It's okay if I'm not as smart as them, but I'm here to learn. I'm learning from them as well. Apart from the prof, also from my peers. The moment when I change my thought patterns that way, suddenly I have strength to do my work already. So in your life, when you have a lot of negative thinking, try to find something that you know that you have strength in. And keep reinforcing yourself. It's a bit like hypnosis. To tell yourself that I can do it. Again, this is a training of increasing our mental strength. Yeah, so 2, stop, thought changing from negative, aware, then from negative to positive. Then about contemplation. When you do that, right, I think the thoughts will slowly become more manageable. At that time, then we apply the Dhamma. Yes, sister just want to say, can, Dhamma apply, can. Only at that time. When the waterfall running around, cannot. So it becomes slower, go down to the stream. Then we apply the Dhamma. Only then that we can start to find solution in the Dhamma. So they are a process. We don't jump, but we know where we are. Then we apply the necessary techniques to help us through, so that it's calmer, that we can use the Dhamma to help ourselves, self-rescue. So this is one way. Reading Dhamma books, or even at that times like that, right, we can read things that is not specifically linked to our problems at hand. So this is also to give yourself a mental break. We always think that, okay, I need to do a research, I need to read a lot about the research. Sometimes it becomes very draining. So what we do is we read something else. Read something else to make yourself happy, Read something light, doesn't matter. Then you come back, my mind have space now. because I start to release part of the tensions so that our inner ability that we already had, it can function normally. So this is another way. Okay, so this is the thoughts compartment. Now I'm talking about, I like to share about the body sensations. When we are tense, when we have stress, how does your body react? Anybody pay attention to the body sensations? The four foundation of mindfulness. One is awareness of body sensations. Anyone have paid attention when you are stressed out? What kind of body sensation do you experience? Breathe more heavily, yes. Fatigue, yes. Yep, headaches. Because all energy is here. Feeling thirsty. Hunger. Yes, emotional exhaustions, irritable easily. Yes. Anything else? Exactly. The muscle tense out. Because when you're fight and flight, what do? We need to concentrate everything, so that we have the power to fight. That's why all our muscles become very tense. And muscle tense, what happens? Cannot sleep. Cannot sleep, then it's a negative vicious cycle. If you don't have enough rest, your mind is even tired, more tired, then the situations, all the conditions, the stress become double. So, for certain people who cannot concentrate so much, they don't understand their thoughts. Another way we use is actually to understand our body sensations. So again, mindfulness comes in, aware, how am I feeling right now? What kind of what kind of sensation I'm feeling? Am I feeling very tense? Yeah. So, tense or relaxed? Only when you're relaxed you can meditate better. When you're too tense, don't fight with it. And don't try to say, I do anapanasati to try to relax. Not possible, unfortunately. I try. It's not possible when you're very intense. Yeah. So don't force yourself into, breathe very deeply, because it becomes unnatural. When it is unnatural, we cannot get to the calmness that what Buddha have teach us. So it's not the method that is wrong. We apply at the wrong timing. Yeah. In order to do, but our breathing and our mind are interconnected. Breathing is very, very important. And Buddha also said breathing is one of the methods that's suitable for everyone. At that point in time when we are very stressed out, what kind of breathing we can use instead of anapanasati? Anybody want to try? We still watch on our breath, but in a grosser way. Our baby, have you watched the baby, how they breathe? Diaphragmatic abdominal breathing. Actually, you see the baby, they're always so peaceful. If you observe, most of them actually they breathe through their abdomen. Instead of, when you're tense out, with just very shallow chest breathing. So there's this method, is evidence-based, that is very useful to help a person to relax. It's called diaphragmatic abdominal breathing. You can Google online. I think you can find a lot of information on that. For now, maybe we can just try. I will just give you some techniques how it can be done. Because most of us are already so used to chest breathing, we already forgot, we actually, abdominal breathing will bring us to grounding. If you have a lot of thinking, I have tried myself, if you have a lot of thinking, right, if you do the diaphragmatic abdominal breathing, if you get into that rhythm, suddenly the thoughts can suddenly my mind become very clear. So that's how I help myself doing my assignment. When I feel that I start to tense out, right, I'm still doing my assignment, but I always tell myself, go back to abdominal breathing. Go back to abdominal breathing. Then I have the calmness to continue doing my job. What you can do is, because we are not used to abdominal breathing, I'm not too sure. Some of them, they say, I don't know if I'm breathing through abdominal. Some of the way you can help yourself is, firstly, you actually can bend forward. Because you all can try now. The moment you bend forward, naturally, you will go breathing deeper. So this is how you can feel, okay, this is how abdominal breathings are light. Okay, and in abdominal breathing, you can put your one hand on your chest, and one hand on your abdomen. By so doing, you feel like, you're hugging yourself, loving kindness, gentleness to ourselves, to our body, this very tense body. And you can watch, you can feel. If you're doing abdominal breathing, if you breathe in, the stomach is actually will expand a little. When we breathe out, it will actually inflate. The hand will go down. If we are doing chest breathing, you will know that your upper hand is the one that is do the movement, not the lower hand. So you will know where you are now. So for beginners, what we are taught is it might need some conscious effort at the beginning. So it's like you take a deep breath in, all the way to your stomach, and feel that it's slowly, your lower hand is slowly expand. You can hold for 1 or 2 seconds if you like, before you gently breathe out. Try to prolong the breathing out time, because that helps in relaxation as well. In, all the way to your stomach. Hold for 1 or 2 seconds before we gently breathe out. Initially, it's a bit awkward because we're not used to it. With practice, it will become our default mode of breathing rather than the chest breathing. So as homework, normally we will suggest that a person can do like twice a day, like taking medicine, This one is another type of medicine. Twice a day, each sessions like say 30 times, so that to reprogram our body how to breathe. Back to the old days, our young time, the natural breathing. So when you're tense, okay, back to the breathing. You try, because I have tried myself. Before I can share with other people, I try myself. It does help to calm down the mind. Yeah. So I would really suggest, like for people who want to try to do Anapanasati, but at the point in time, the mind is still very tense, cannot feel the natural breath. Don't force. Try to use other technique like this to get yourself into more relaxed mode, so that you can slowly then gently bring your awareness to your nostril. At the time, it's easier to feel the breathing. So this is more like a skillful means to help people to get into the rhythm of breathing. Try this method. This diaphragmatic abdominal breathing really, really works. In fact, some of the hospitals are actually using this to help the patients to cope with their pain. Yeah. Try like 30 times in the morning or 30 times in the evening. Before sleep, definitely you can sleep better. For those people who say, I have no time for practice, 30 times is too long for me. As and when you feel like it, you can just do it. one way. And another way is, when you're in MRT train, nobody knows you're doing meditation, You don't have to put up here, but you just relax as if nothing happened. But actually you're doing mind training. You're learning a new way to breathe so that you can calm down and relax faster. So that's how we find time in between, our daily schedule to impart all these new mind training methods into our daily life. So thoughts, body sensations. Now we come to behavior. When you are stressed out, what kind of behavior patterns you have noticed in yourself? Agitated more easily. What else? What kind of behavior patterns? Eat a lot, and eat a lot of high energy, unhealthy food. Chocolates, sweets, all the very high energy. Because the body in the fight and flight, I need energy. It's a natural instinct, but it's not good in the long term. It's not good in the long term. What else? Again? Victimizing your own self, yes. Self-punishment, right? Yeah. So this is a coping strategy, but it's unhealthy coping strategy. And how can we have this positive coping strategy? A lot of time when we are in stress and we always think, I don't want to trouble people. People already have their own full life. I paiseh to tell people, I don't deserve their time. And I don't want to tell other people my secret. No trust. Does it going to help you? It doesn't help. This is where, at times like this, kalamitas are important. Talk to someone that you trust. Talk to someone that you think he has the positive energy can help me to pull through this period. Don't be shy. Ask. Seek help. It's difficult initially because for Asians, we always very paiseh. But it really, really helps. Just a bit thick skin. Yeah. So what I do, I helped somebody in a research recently. They are doing some. I got gut issues, so they are doing some research on gut. So I get to know this researcher. So it become a deal between me and her. I help her with her research, or whatever she asked me, I'll answer regarding my symptoms and all that. In return, he teach me a little bit how to do my research proposal. So it become a win-win situation, lor. Like, you don't know where your people, been doing good, so people will come and help you. So it's like, I don't know where it happens, but it just fall in place nicely. Yeah, so believe in yourself, you have been doing good. As long as you open out yourself instead of, hiding yourself into your difficulties, open out your heart. I need help. Help will come. We don't know from where, but it will come. So, kalamitas, this is where your comes in. And being a kalamitas, when people are in the intense emotion, how can we help them? What do you normally do to help people? I think one of our habit is giving advice. And we judge. Is that going to be helpful for people who are already so stressed out? No. So in our counseling training, again, I'll apply some counseling techniques here. So you all can also become a counselor. There are three main keywords. When you just step into any counseling course, they will definitely tell you. Non-judgment. non-judgment. We don't judge the person. It's the person and his life situation. It's two different things. The beings are still deserve to learn. It's just that at this point in time, he's so stressed out, so he has some life situations that we are helping. So in this way, we split the thing out. It's easier for us to apply the non-judgment. Yeah, the moment when I say that judgment, let me give some example. What is judgment? Do you have any example? Judgment. Why are you so untidy? Well, this is already judgment. Yeah, simple things like this. Actually, we judge a lot all the time. But when people are stressed, we need to be very gentle. No judgment. This is one. And another one will be unconditional positive regards. So it's like empathy, compassion that we learn in the Dhamma, compassion, unconditional positive regards. We try to find time for them. We don't push them away. We open ourselves to them. Yeah, unconditional positive regards, and being very genuine and sincere. Fake people will know. We have to be sincere. So these are the three things that any counselor, to become a counselor, you need to have these three qualities: non-judgmental, unconditional positive regards, and being genuine. So that people can feel you, they trust you, and that's where they can really open up to tell you. So as a Kalamitas, you all can also practice this to help people around us. Yeah? So, and check the eating patterns, your sleeping patterns, and do you do exercise? Because at that time you think that the things are so important, I have no time for exercise. Wrong. Go to nature, go to your gym, do anything but exercise. All this helps. Like, do not say that, I will chong overnight and try to finish my thing that on hand, It doesn't help that way, Time to sleep. So that when you wake up, your mind is clearer and you can do better. Small little things in our daily life, but it helps. Then, do chanting. Some of the behavior that we can do is do chanting. Have faith. Use your faith. Do prayers, do chanting. Because at that time we feel that we are weak, we are vulnerable. We need help. Who do we depend on? We take refuge in the triple gems. Chant. Pray to them. And that's where you get your mental strength. When we are too stressed out, we always think that I have no time to come to do Dana anymore. I have no time to come for Dhamma talk anymore. Again, wrong. Because we need to do good to build the good karma. So that whatever bad karma that is ripening now, somehow it becomes less intense. I don't know. For me, I have helped some people, like, a group of people before. I noticed for those people who have been consistently doing good, very easy to help them on. Somehow, it's very strange, especially people who have faith. And somebody are consistently doing like Dhamma work, volunteer work. Even crisis strike in them, right? They bounce back very quickly. The help will come naturally. This is because their good karma are right, will support them that way. So at times when you things are not going well in life, this is the time that we really have to work hard to do some volunteer work, to find a little bit of time, at least to do a dana or something, to break that negative momentum. Yeah, so this is behavior. And one more thing about behavior is it is okay to say no. Sometimes we forget to draw boundary. Especially Asian, paise. Everybody tell you, oh, especially Buddhist, everything, oh, okay. Until you are so burnt out, It is okay to say no. Really, it is okay to say no, but say in the nice way, say in a positive way. Explain to them so that they can understand you. Yeah? So these are the few things that you all can do in terms of behavior. And now we come to emotions. Emotion is a little bit more tricky because in Buddhism, we don't really talk so much on the emotion. Buddha always teach us in Buddhist teaching, we emphasize more on the feelings, present feelings, unpleasant feelings, and neutral feelings. I don't think we have subdivided into the level of emotions that we had. Pain, grief, anger, pride. I don't know, just so many emotions. If you like to, you can actually just Google emotions. Then you have the list of what kind of emotions a person can manifest. Then check which kind of emotions that I normally present in myself. That's how we get to learn to know ourselves better. Because in order to change our habit, we need to know. Ignorance, you cannot do anything. You need to shine a torchlight to know where is your ignorance before you can change. So knowing your emotions is also one way to know yourself better. Because a lot of people, even like not in crisis, when you try to sit in meditations, it's so difficult to sit. Because just so many things going inside. We are always entangled with emotions without we knowing. So it's good to know our emotions so that we can disentangle them. And it will be easy to go for meditation practice. Next time, when the borders open, you all go for the retreat proper. Hey, with all this mental training that I've described today, if you practice it, the next time you go for proper mental training, you find that your sitting is a lot easier. Because this is all these subtle habits that we do not know, that we have been practicing and accumulate and become so solid and become who we are. When things happen, that's how we respond. And now is the time that we change this habit to a positive habit. Once you have positive habits, you are actually accumulating a lot of good karma, good karma, mental strength. Because what Buddha wanted us is train our mind from negative to positive. So these are the way we can train from negative to positive mindset. When you have positive mindset, the next step will be really meditation proper. This is where you can really progress and learn to let go more, to purify the more subtle defilements, so that you can gain some realizations. Yeah, so this is really a very good foundation. Simple, it sounds very simple, but if you will change all these small habits in your life, you will see a lot of changes in yourself. So coming back to emotion, what do you all do when you have emotions? Act out? No? Then what will you do when you have emotions? Bury? No. Accept it. That is very good. Yes. You're already practicing it. Yes. But a lot of people they don't know. They just become very mangzang, restless. These are the signs that we have emotions that is not addressed. Yeah, restlessness is one of the 5 mental hindrances. And it could be, one of the reasons could be we have a lot of emotions that we have not addressed yet. That's why we don't know what to do. Always very, very fidgetive. So what we can do, learn our emotions, get to know them. Apart from getting to know them, what Sister says is right. Accept them. Say hi to them. They are our friends. They are part of us. It's who we are. First, we don't know. Then we learn to know them. Then to say, accept them. As in, say hi to them. Remember just now, I say as a counselor, what are the 3 qualities? No judgment. We don't judge ourselves so that we don't judge others. We do not judge. I have bad emotion now. Cannot. This is judgment. We don't. We completely, openly accept our emotions. Good emotions, bad emotions, they are all emotions. Remember Buddha during the mindfulness training? Just know. You don't need to label. Just know. I have this emotion at this point in time. It is okay. The moment we accept the emotions, even the negative emotions, this is where, our heart has been, we never acknowledged that for a long time. Then suddenly somebody say hi and love the emotions. You know what will happen? It's a baby, deprived of love, suddenly have love. It will just totally open out and melt. This is how we can do to ourselves, to really practice metta to ourselves in a more mundane way. Before we can go to the metta proper way, do jhana metta. No, this one is to train our mind to love ourselves, to have self-love and self. Our heart is softer rather than, build up with a lot of intense emotions that we have been neglected it for a long time. Yeah, accept it. Say hi. And use your small talk. Everybody have different sweet talk to that emotion. I know you are there. I know you are there. I know you are hurt. But it is okay. We'll work to it together. We'll walk to this together. Yeah, this is some of the ways that we can help yourself in terms of emotions. And when we have emotions, sometimes when our emotions are too intense, sometimes we cannot contain and we act out. That's where we hurt people. We don't want to hurt others, but because we are so intense, we will just say words that will regret for the rest of your life, that will hurt people. So another good practice to learn would be to learn to pause. You know that you're so intense, step out. Get yourself out from the situations. Calm yourself down using the behavior way, or to watch your thoughts and everything before you enter to engage in the conversations again. This will save a lot of relationships. Simple, but it helps. Yeah. So that would be it that I want to share today. So we cover 4 types of ways that we can help ourselves when we have crisis. First is address our thinking. Pull yourself out, not with the thinking, but a little bit of space to know what you are thinking. You break that momentum. Second, check your body sensations. When the body is tense and tight, you cannot rest well. Do anything to help your body relax. And I share about the abdominal breathing method, diaphragmatic abdominal breathing, scientifically proven to relax. So please try. Build up this new breathing exercise. In no time, you know that your anapanasati also become better. Yeah, these are the plus points. Then your behavior. Are you eating a lot of junk food? Are you not sleeping? Are you playing a lot of computers or handphone? Check your behavior and break that momentum. Do whatever you want to do, but break that momentum. And when people ask for help, being a friend to others, no judgment, be very genuine, and share your loving kindness to them by giving them that unconditional positive regards. Then we come to the more tricky one, our emotions, which is a little bit harder. to accept who we are, our emotions. Because most of the time when we just look at our emotions, chances are most of our emotions are negative emotions. Because when the mind is not trained, we always dwell in the negativity. That's why we create a lot of bad karmas. So check what is my emotion right now. Again, no judgment, just acknowledge, make friends, be very gentle with our emotions. This is how we can help ourselves to cultivate positive coping strategy using all this Dhamma method, incorporating a bit of circular techniques to overcome our life situation. Again, it's you and life situation. Do not put all together, because most of the time, why counseling works? Counselor cannot give any advice, but why it works? Because when the people are in that situation, they put everything together. They are their problems. They don't know how to separate them. By talking it out, they slowly detach themselves from their issue. Hey, I can think, just that I have all these intense emotions that all the defilements, it covers who I am. So once they talk it out, they discharge some of them, then they can think better. It's just so simple. It really just so simple. Yeah. So these are the simple techniques that you can use to help yourself to change, to cultivate good habitual tendency that will actually help us to progress better in our Dhamma path. Yes. And one last thing before we end the talk. When our emotions is too intense, we will experience this thing, the technical terms is called burnout. How does burnout look like? Anyone know? Sorry? Losing interest in everything else, yes. Emotional exhaustions. Very fatigued, very tired. Emotionally totally drained. Second, we call it depersonalizations. Your heart becomes very hard. You cannot feel anymore. You have no more compassion. You no more empathy. Some people say, "Sister, I cannot do metta. I have no feeling." Why? Maybe their heart is already burned out. They don't know. Yeah, so it's good time to re-strategize your coping strategy so that you are not in that stage of burnout all the time. And the last one, the 3 signs of burnout, the last one is decrease in the sense of accomplishment. That's where you always think that you are no good enough. So these are actually signs of burnout that you all can pay attention to your own thinking pattern, your behavior pattern. And my experience that if you are, then it's good time that, do something about it. Yeah. And thank you very much for the time. I hope it was helpful. And is there any questions that anyone would like to ask?
Yep. Questions? Anyone?
Yes.
Yep. Hon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just have one question, right?
Sure.
The example that you give, like if you cannot write, like writing the research, then you read another books or another. Is it the same example, like when we turn to our phone, like we doing, something else that we cannot, because we cannot concentrate in one place, then we go to our phone to do something else lah.
Yes.
Is it the same example actually?
Yes, it is one kind of coping mechanism. Yeah, because we cannot handle it's too overwhelming. So temporarily we use other things to distract ourselves.
So can I say it's like if I use my phone to distress, is it still okay to do that?
Can. Actually, phone is one way to distress ourselves, but do not get addicted. Yeah, sometimes you know, sometimes people want to distress, they look at their Instagram, their Facebook and all that, you know. But after they get addicted, then that will be a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Any other questions?
I'll be hanging around, so if like, you know, you don't think appropriate to ask in the public, you can ask me later.
Maybe I have one. Because Sayalay mentioned about in terms of difficult times, usually we will not be able to break it down into these 4 thoughts because everything will just get jumbled up, you know. And I experienced it before. Earlier this year, I think I lose 3 relatives in kind of like a short period of time, and it was quite hard because it's a relative to my wife, and when this thing happened, you know, you want to be strong for them, right? You can't really do that. So the thing that we do was basically to suppress the emotions, to say that, okay, in front of them, we can't be, you know, seen to be crying. You can't be seen that you are sad. You need to be there so that, you know, they can rely on you and all these kind of things. But that takes a toll on the body because I feel very tired, you know, like it feels that the emotions just can't go out. So you feel the stiffness and everything. Only after a while that like things are better, then I started speaking to one of my friends, cry it out, then everything becomes better. But you know, but at that point of time, we really can't really do anything because, you know, everything just becomes a problem. So maybe do we have any way that we can prepare ourselves, like any tips and tricks that, you know, how do we actually prepare ourselves to, on the daily basis, maybe a small steps that we can take to, you know, split this so that we know that, okay, every time this happens, we can try to do it this way.
What you described earlier on, I would think that you are talking about caregiver, the caregiver role, that you need to be strong for someone that is very vulnerable, where you yourself is not yet strong. So, like what I said earlier on, to put the Dhamma practice in our daily life, like train our mindfulness, this diaphragmatic abdominal breathing, to make it already a habit. So when situation happens, we already have the foundation. So it's easier to apply during crisis. Yes. During the crisis itself, sometimes we always think that we need to be strong to other people. There's always this top-down thing, you know. It's about pride. You are vulnerable. I need to be the hero to rescue you. Subtly, it's pride. But then, sometimes it's okay to let people know that actually I'm as equally vulnerable as you. In that way, people feel that, oh yeah, I'm not alone, you know. Sometimes it could be another techniques that we use. Yes. Not top down, but I'm equal. It's okay to have this emotion, and we know that this period of time is intense. But we can know that it wouldn't last forever. These things will also pass. But at this point in time, it is an intense period. It's part of life that I need to go through.
So is it also because part of the expectation people put to themselves that they need to be on certain level?
Yes.
That certain roles they need to play in their family. Like
yes. That's why just now I mentioned about one of the qualities that we can is being genuine and sincere. We don't have to always to portray that I am strong. It is okay to be vulnerable sometimes. Yeah.
I also did another way. So sometimes when I was stressed out at work and all these kind of things, and I feel like, you know, I'm not doing the good job and all these things.
What is this? Can you identify?
Maybe this is behavior, no? Or
self-blame.
Self-blame, yeah. Okay. So usually how do I cope with it was I try to see whether, any other people in the company does the same thing. Like trying to benchmark myself so that, to make myself feel better, to say, oh, I'm not the only one who's making mistake in the company. So and this is not the first time it happens. Maybe people did the same thing before and all this kind of thing. So I try to, get some other confirmations from the society to say that, it's okay to be this way so that I can let go of the burden. I mean, is this kind of like a good way of coping, or
this is one way of coping? Yeah, you try to find, same kind of mentality people group together. If you identify yourself as negative and you want to keep on identifying yourself as negative and always click to the negative people, does it going to help you? It doesn't help.
Yep.
Instead of that, then you're always it's hard to get out of the vicious cycle. Another alternative you can do is, I will look out to people who are very smart. I try to observe them. Try to observe them and try to understand how they think, how they behave, how they manage themselves. I learn, I copy them. Thinking will change a person. So if we know that we are always negative, right? Try to see people that are always sunshine. Be with, close to them, so that you can learn, hey, how you do it? Oh, this is how they think. Or maybe I should think that way. This is again mind training from negativity to positive. And this is Dhamma practice, in action. Not about Four Noble Truths, everything. This one is real Dhamma practice to change our mental strength. Then this is where you can see more progress in meditation.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sayalay. Thanks for the talk.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So just now at the very end, you mentioned about like the burning out. So is the coping mechanism for burning out is the same as the one that you just mentioned, or is it like a different set of things that you should do to address burning out?
Okay. For burnout, you can apply what I had shared earlier on, but in the stage of burnout, maybe all this also cannot do because you're already so exhausted. Then just rest. Really just rest. Do anything that will make you happy, because everybody have different habits and coping, different habits, different liking. Do anything that will make you happier. Positive one, positive one. Like going for holidays, talk to people, good diet, sleep. I didn't prepare slides. I just did one for my school class presentation on positive behavior coping for burnout. Maybe I'll share with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'll pass to you, then you can share with the members.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay.
Any more questions? Maybe like last questions? Anyone? No? Going once, twice? All right. Okay. I guess, I think we can all put our palms together and say sadhu, 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 sadhu. Thank you, Sayalay, for the inspiring sharing today. Yeah, Sayalay will be taking her leave to go for lunch. Maybe let's all put our palms together in Anjali, and let's pay our respect to Sayalay by bowing 3 times.
Sadhu, sadhu. Remember, negative talk, cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Sayalay.
Thank you.
Yeah. After all the Dhamma sharing and the chanting we have done, let us do a dedication of merit in Anjali. Let us all invite all sentient beings to participate in our acquired merits. Eta wata ca amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe dewa anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya eta wata ca amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe buta anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya eta wata ca amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabe satta anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Let us dedicate the merits of participating in the wholesome Dhamma activity to our departed relatives and friends. Idame nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. End of service dedication. Let us read the verses together. I dedicate the merits which I have accumulated to the cultivation of my mind in order to bring happiness and benefits to all sentient beings. I dedicate the merits to my parents, children, spouse, relatives, friends, colleagues, and my adversaries, wishing them long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May we never part from the triple gem, and may we always walk the path towards enlightenment. Let us pay respect to the triple gem. Arahang sama sambuddho bhagawa Buddhang bhagawantang abhiwademi. Swakato bhagavata dhammo dhammang namasami. Supatipanno bhagavato sawaka sanggo sanghang namami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Right. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming. Hope to see you guys again next week. Stay safe and take care.